everyone. I am KibbyRose, your lesbian Authortube stoner, and we're doing something a little bit different today because I'm also a psychic. Because I totally did that intro wrong, but I'm nervous today because we're going to be doing something new today, and I am completely winging it. We're going to see what works today and what doesn't, and I'm going to be formatting the rest of my Psychic Fridays off of this hour. So bear with me today if it's not the normal thing, because yeah, it's going to be different, but I'm hoping it'll be something fun and enjoyable. Let's get the show going. I'm not even going to attempt or try to be professional right now because between my angels causing a celebration literally around me for some strange reason about this whole thing going off, and my anxiety kicking in about not having exactly an idea of what we're going to be doing, I am just going to have Sako and Jeannie introduce themselves, and we'll go from there. Go right ahead.
Howdy neighbors, I'm Sako Toomey, also known as Cass Voight. I write horror, and I'm a witch, and I'm a graphic designer, and sometimes I combine those three things. In fact, I designed my own tarot deck, and I've been throwing cards since I was 13 years old. So you should, drop by sometime. I would love to see you.
And I'm Ginny Noble. I was saying, I'm Ginny Noble. Don't make me have to make you quiet like I did the other day. I am Ginny Noble. I have a book out called Beastly under J Noble on Amazon. It is on KDP, so you get it for Kindle Unlimited, paperback, and ebook. I write paranormal romance. I also write short stories that I put on Medium. I don't have a lot of videos on YouTube right now because that takes up way too much of my time. And I'm just way too much on my plate. No.
Are you calling me out, Jeannie?
It's just too much on my plate because I just set aside book 1 until the 1st of March, or book 2 until the 1st of March, and I've been working on book 3 outline, so I've got a lot going on.
Yeah, and we haven't seen you that much in coffee either,
That's
which is why
Dave's home in the morning, and I like to see my husband sometimes.
Yeah, but I do readings and give you warnings for the day in coffee. Like everybody gets their warnings in coffee when you're doing.
Except for me.
So I saw you in the chat, and I was like, I wonder. So I was like, I'm sending you a link because
it's been a long week. I don't think I need any more warnings. Thank you.
Well, that's one of the reasons actually my angels are wanting me to do this live so hard is because the next couple weeks are not going to be easy. They're not going to be pretty for anybody. And it has to do with a large influence of Pluto, obviously. We're also in Pisces, which is a very emotional sun sign. And the world's energies, which is something usually the angels tap into when their personal souls are depressed, and it's usually a happier energy, is very stressed right now because of what is going on in the world. So I have I was really nervous about starting this whole Psychic Friday thing because I really didn't know how it was going to be welcomed or responded to. But there's been such a push in regards to, I have been asking them to confirm a lot of things for me lately, and they have done so. And this is something that they were really pushing me to do. So this is literally just me following the guide of my angels and going to see and roll with it and go from there. So I see there are a couple people popping into the chat. But on that note, just in case, guys, if there's anybody in the chat that has any questions, like Cora, I know you've got some questions. I can feel it already. So Exotica came in and she was only she's going to catch the replay later, which I don't mind. So, but hi, Exotica. Thank you for popping in and saying hi. And Cora is here. So Cora, get your questions ready because I already know that you've got some questions for me too. And Jeannie is popping in and everybody. And Badger Dan, hello, how are you?
What? I feel like you're both looking at me, but that's because I'm looking at the screen and you both just kind of went like this.
They're like,
She got through the comments and it was like,
I know. And then you did it, and I'm like sitting here all by myself going, what did I do?
what did I do?
Stop
you're
it.
in trouble.
I know I've been hiding all week, but there's reasons.
Well, let's just say because of Pluto, what was once positive is now going to be negative and vice versa. So this whole flip with your mom can easily be explained by Pluto because
No, it could just be explained by her.
well, that too. But she kind of got influenced a little bit by
bitter.
Pluto and the sun's emotions. And Capricorn is not helping your situation either because the moon's in Capricorn. But yeah, it's going to cause things that people thought were good things, like your mom thinking that you not speaking to you for a minute was kind of a good thing, and flip it on its head. So
I'll be in Minnesota in the weekend of March 12th, so we'll see what happens.
From what I can see, she's going to try to pull her usual game.
She doesn't even know I'm coming, so.
Well, I was just about to say they're people have got some guards up. Like there's even people that are like making sure she doesn't find out.
Oh yeah.
So you've got some good guards in place.
It's called My Children.
It's not just that. It's almost like her friends are sick of it too.
Oh yeah.
Like seriously, this goes beyond just your family circle. It's almost like, so Pluto's influence is not just influencing her directions. Okay, so a lot of the people that maybe turned a blind eye to the way that she treated you and her behavior towards you before and was just like, oh, it's just their relationship. There's something about this now about the way your mom is kind of throwing a way bigger fit than normal, isn't she?
Not really. This is normal for her.
Are you?
And it's not really a fit. She's turning it to where Karina got the message of she's apologizing, but she doesn't know what she's apologizing for. So it's the pity me.
So
That's normal.
So there's a situation that happened that she pulled the same tactic that she usually pulls against you, against someone else. And that someone else is able to show everyone else, look, it's not just towards her daughter. This is just how she is.
Well, it was towards me. It was just directed through my daughter.
Right. But it's a way for somebody else. See, the thing is, I don't know why this could be wrong, but her friends, like your mom's friends, really thought that whatever was going wrong was your fault, not your mom's.
Usually. Yeah.
Because of your daughter being so neutral. There's something here where her friends are kind of like,
yeah, she's not neutral anymore though.
Yeah, and there's something about her shifting direction. Well, she used to be so neutral. Now she's see, everybody's starting to shift. So wow. Well, let's just say that your mom's in for a very, very big, very, very big awakening in regards to how inappropriate her behavior is to other people.
Yeah.
Especially her children. Will this change anything? That's a very good question.
I don't think so. She's had this awakening before and it didn't change anything.
Yeah, but there wasn't a grandbaby involved. Like one that, like, I don't know. Would your daughter be the type that would be like, if you don't get along with my mom, I don't know.
Oh, she's already put her on like mute, so she doesn't talk to her very much. But she's done that on and off for the past year with my mom. So
yeah, but there's something different about this. Well, don't underestimate Pluto's influence.
Oh, I won't.
And your angels. I mean, it's not just your angels that are on this. Like your mom's angels are kind of like, we're done. We're sick of this. Like you've really, I mean, yes, she's been hard on you, and yes, you've had a hard life, but you've really risen above a lot. And your mom really doesn't give you credit for what you do. Like her angels give you credit for it, but she doesn't. It's like if she gives you credit, that means that she has to take some credit away from herself. And she has a problem. She can't do that. Like she can't and for some reason giving you credit lessens her instead of her seeing that giving you credit because you are her child actually elevates her.
Yeah, it's a very narcissistic personality is what she has. like extreme.
I'm sorry. Well, hopefully, we'll see what happens. Maybe I can't wait till you move to California. And you
I
can,
can't wait either. I have a
Because
feeling
the
that's going to be so much better.
yeah,
The
and
distance.
her energy isn't going to be able to touch you even as much as it does
No.
now, because you, even just because she is your mom, when you can feel it when she's stressing out. So the further distance you can put between that, the more the lesson.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be great when you move. I see nothing but happiness and good things for you when you move to California.
Yay.
I'm so stoked on that.
I
And
know.
when's your plan to do that?
We leave
May?
the 27th of June is when we get on the train. Her birthday is actually the 30th of, is it the 30th or the 29th? The 30th of June.
You
So
might be leaving. Would there be anything that could come up that would cause you to be able to leave sooner than that?
yeah, if we get enough money to move sooner.
Because I see them having you move at the end of May.
If we can afford it, then we probably will.
Because they're referencing that you're going to pack. You're going to pack at the same time for both the move and the trip. So what trip? Do you have a trip that's going on in May?
No. Oh, I have a wedding I'm supposed to go to in May.
Yeah, and there's something about this where you guys are going to be laughing at each other, because you're like, who would have thought that we'd be packing up the house at the same time that we'd be packing suitcases for this?
Oh yeah, I'm already starting to pack, but my main packing is going to be in like end of April, beginning of May.
Well, you might see it might be sooner than that. There might be something coming in. It is tax return season.
Oh, I know. I know.
We'll see what happens. Hi, Sako. Sorry.
Why? I'm just listening.
So does anybody in the chat have any questions, or do you have any questions, Sako? Hey, did you do my chart by any chance?
Or
do you have
I looked at your Scorpioness.
Oh. That is one thing I know, though.
Well, you said your sun chart, so.
Well, my whole chart. I sent you my whole chart.
Yeah, I know, but it also what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know, but words are hard,
not in the
even
same
when we're not
verbiage.
writing.
Yeah.
Others should ask before me. Well, send it in, because we're I would love some questions. I don't really have very many right now anyways. Yeah, I see everybody's struggling right now. I am doing okay. I am actually struggling, because that's the thing, is like my readings have been very, very much one of those things where hello DB, hello D Weiss. Okay, I'm just gonna get into it. The industry is going to flip. In regards to the whole Johnny Depp lawsuit and that situation going down, and Warner Brothers admitting, this is something that if you're any of my private clients and you're watching, you guys can already know this. I called this back when this started, that Amber Heard and Warner Brothers were working together to take down Johnny Depp. And the most recent documents have pretty much revealed that. So it's getting bad. And then, so that's on the Warner Brother front. Then you have on the TriStar front, if any of you are paying attention, the whole Britney Spears case, which is also, again, something I have seen. With Pluto's influence, any of you that are involved in the industry in any way whatsoever, and I'm talking anybody from the small editors to those screenwriters to anybody, you're going to need to keep an eye on things, because the way I see things panning out, the people that have been working for these bigger companies are going to find out the mishandlings of money all the way up the chain. And we are at a point now where people, even the common day people like us, can produce and can film and produce our own and edit all of our own movies. You don't really need the team like you did 20 years ago. Holly Madison, thank you for mentioning this in one of your actual recent videos, because you are right. The level of the amount of people that you need now, and the way that the way you can go about editing a video so easily nowadays. 10 years ago, you couldn't do that. And it was a lot easier to hide. It was a lot easier to get away with the mishandling of things when people relied on you for the little stuff so much, or for that kind of stuff so much. The bigger companies need to realize that if these creators decide to trek out on their own, like if Brittany decided that all she wanted just Sam to film and edit everything, she could produce an entire movie just with 6 people. She doesn't need an entire TriStar team anymore.
Right.
And not only that, but she'd probably save money. She'd probably be able to have a bigger budget on clothing and whatever else, because she's not paying hundreds of people to man the lights, to man this, to man that. And it's just, they need to start understanding that the way that these cases are panning out, and the way that Warner Brothers is getting revealed as shaming their own employees, and TriStar is getting revealed at how they're mishandling monies of their own employees, the big companies aren't going to be trusted. And the smallest people have the biggest voice. YouTube has already figured out the algorithm. Same with TikTok. Honestly, from when I tap into how many people watch actual TV nowadays, you don't gain your source of information from TV anymore. A lot of people like me find out the TV's too slow. So, and whoever is working, this is my prediction. This is my prediction. This is my conspiracy. I'm not, don't come after me. It's my own personal opinion. But anybody that has worked for Miss Lou Taylor, you need to have a forensic investigator go back and look through your finances straight up. You need to find out where your money went. If you don't know where every single dollar of your money went, you need to find out how, because there is a spider web here that I've been watching for a while that is just, it's going to fall. And part of it has to do with these middlemen disappearing. And this all has to do with the influence of Pluto coming in, flipping things on its head. Things that were positive are now negative, and things that were negative are now positive. And I don't want to go into personal things, but it kind of goes for you too, Sako, with recent things. So,
which is interesting because things are good. I'm just like, this week I've been haunted by ghosts. In the context that, like, my past caught up to me, and I was afraid that my past would become my future, and like, that was not the case.
Mm-hmm. You have a fear that the broken record was still repeating itself, and it's not.
Yeah.
But, having that conscious fear, though, is actually a good thing. That means at least you're aware of that record. You're aware that it's there and that it can be repeated, and you're not going to let it.
Well, sure, but I don't need, there's a certain skill set that I acquired when I was, being abused, and that skill set isn't needed anymore. And I'm at the stage where I've got to come up with new muscle memory for something that's a little healthier.
Reteaching, now that you're aware of it, reteaching the synapses to process differently, having that one connection deteriorate and having the new one form.
That's the idea.
Well, I'm glad that you're aware of it, and I'm glad you're like, I'm the energy shift I have seen in you in just 24 hours, I'm super happy about. I mean, this
Nice.
isn't going to be something that's going to change overnight, but when what's the best way to do it? When you're resharpening your weapon because it got dulled from battling for so long, it's going to take a minute for it to get sharp again.
I suppose so. But I'm at the point where I don't need the sword, like, at all.
So now you're kind of building a whole new armory. It's kind of like you're putting on armor instead of having a sword.
Right.
Ah, I like that. See, and I think like I have a hard time reading for you. I keep pointing to the wrong direction. There you are on the screen. I have a hard time reading for you because you and I are so close.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things where it's just like you've helped me through some really dark places. And it's like once you're kind of in that energy field, it's like I can't read completely outside of it.
Mhm.
Because I feel bad that I didn't see this coming and, you know, couldn't give you forewarning. So
No, I think, I mean, it was therapy week, you know, like I had
you dug it
2,
up.
yeah, I had a bunch of therapy, and I was reassured that, you know, I'm in a safe place. I'm with safe people, and I
You
don't
got
need to be so
family.
vigilant.
You don't just got friends, you got family.
Yeah.
I mean, that coffee group has saved me more times than once, in more ways than one. And yeah,
Yeah.
you got friends. We got you back. We ain't let you go nowhere. You ain't falling that far down that hole without somebody extending a ladder or a hand or a rope or shit. I'm grabbing Ginny's ankles and I'm dropping her down head first. Well, we did get a couple questions in here.
Mhm.
So let me pop in. I was way up here. Hope you ladies, we are doing well. It's your speaking of egg donor. I can relate to some much of this.
When
Huh?
we were talking about me.
When were you talking about her mom?
Oh, wow. Okay. My brain is not going back to that. If anyone wants to ask anything, she is taking questions right now. So I do have a memorial service to go to tomorrow. Will there be some drama? Not during the service.
But maybe after, during the cocktail hour and stuff.
It's going to start through text messages.
Oh, boo.
And it's like somebody doesn't want to. Okay, Cora, so what I'm seeing is it's like you already know that there's tension, or I'm having a feeling that you already know there's tension. I'm going to star this. Cora, answer my questions in the chat below in the chat so that you can confirm or deny. Basically, there's already tension there, and it has to do with the typical thing, the money. Whoever wants to say something, they're not going to say it to the person's face during the memorial, but they don't have a problem sending it afterwards during like the luncheon or whatever that is. And the problem is like they're not sitting that far from what they're showing me. Is they're not going to be sitting that far from each other. Like they're going to be at different tables, but within eye shot. And it's going to be the look, the energy that's exchanged in a look that's going to start the whole thing. And it's almost like the woman doesn't even realize what's coming out of her mouth is verbally coming out of her mouth until everybody's looking at her. So yes, there's going to be drama, but it's going to be one of those things where even she's embarrassed and she's like, okay, I'm late. And like, yeah. Yes, so yes, a little bit. I see it getting swept under the rug real quick too. Like everybody just kind of like turns their head and goes back to their own business. Ooh, the tea. Like honestly, that's when I'd kind of want to go to the funeral and just kind of like sit back and be like, "Is this really going to happen? I want to see." Like Wedding Crashers, except you're like, don't mind me. I'm just a psychic. I had a prediction. I'm just here to see what happens.
Be that little fly on the wall.
My little drone, my little psychic drone fly. Zzz. No. My BFF and Cora. Hey, my BFF. Well, Dean Weiss is saying hi, I think, to both of you. Hope you ladies are doing. Oh, wait. I swear we were up there already. Where did I go? Okay, we're down here. I made her laugh about something, and I'm happy about that. YouTube, you love the algorithm. I do too. So here we go. Hey, mods, if you guys want to, can you guys see the comments? If you can't, can you guys star them at all? So
I don't know.
We cannot.
You cannot. Okay.
Nope.
I'm logged into my computer.
All right. Well,
account.
Mr. Badger, are you still here? If you are, I would love to. I'm going to go into your question. If not, if I don't get to you guys and you have to bounce out and you do leave a question in the comments, hop back into the replay and because I'm going to try to answer what I can. And if you have to hop out, I will answer it. Just you're going to have to come back and watch if you miss it. So remember, hit that like and subscribe button. So you remember. Okay. So does my grandma know that I didn't know she was sick and that's why I wasn't there? Your grandmother's saying that you're not the only one who didn't know she was sick. That was really strong. Your grandmother is coming in saying that she kind of she knew she was sick, but she kept her mouth shut. Okay. Yeah, from what I'm sensing, your grandmother was a very stubborn woman. And she was one of those that she believed that you just had to tough it out. All you had to do is just tough it out. You could get through it. As if you stuck it out, you could get through it. You take your vitamins, you do your exercise, you're good to go. She had been feeling sick for a lot longer than she wanted to admit. And she really didn't pipe up and tell anybody yeah. So she's referencing that, yeah, she's not upset that you didn't know. You're not the only one who didn't know. And that's she's actually taking responsibility for that. So, and she says that she does hear you talk to her. You either talk to her at night before bed or in the kitchen while you're cooking. And she says that she does stand and listen. She doesn't like the smell of your coffee. And enough with the plaid shirts. And then she just kind of wiped her hands of things. She's like, that's it. That's all. I'm good. I kind of like your grandma. She's a good energy. She was a very strong-minded woman and very independent. That really makes sense because I feel old ways attempting to creep you back. That's kind of what happened. Like, I hate to say it, but Putin really is following a track in history. And I'm not going to mention which one it is because, YouTube and I'm not monetized, but still I don't,
Yeah.
videos aren't that popular as it is. I don't need YouTube knocking it off the algorithm.
Yeah.
But the only difference in this historical track is the world is aware of what's going on. I was even watching a YouTube show just earlier that was showing all the places around the world that are lighting up their buildings with the Ukrainian colors in support. So we have hope on this one, but okay, so wow. Here's my prediction about this. And this is something I actually got earlier. And this is one of the reasons why they had me go on here. And wow, huge disclaimer here, guys. This one's the massive of massive all disclaimers. This is literally this is just my hypothesis. This is just my conspiracy, everything else. Putin taking Chernobyl was not by accident. I have a feeling that because Russia has had sanctions on them for quite some time to not create nuclear weapons, that whatever supply they needed was at Chernobyl. I have a feeling that they are going to play a game here where they're getting what they need right now, and then they're going to throw up the white flag and they're going to abandon ship. And in the meantime, while there's negotiations happening, they're going to be finalizing their nuclear weapons. And then while we're all raising our white flags, I have a feeling Putin is that's my prediction, is Putin is kind of playing the world for a fool. And I really, 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 really hope that we're smarter than that. Because nobody takes over a dead nuclear plant and keeps the people hostage unless they're attempting to do something at the facility. Just that, to me, is just common sense. If they didn't plan on doing anything there, they would have let all of the people go. They have held all of the workers as hostages. So I really hope that America kind of wakes up and realizes that just sanctioning the country is not going to work. This is the sanctions aren't doing anything. They're going to figure out, we sanctioned them on nuclear weapons for years, and they figured out how to invade a country where there was no new Chernobyl, guys. Come on. So, yeah. And that is something I've been living with for, yeah. So I don't know if it's true or not, but that's my prediction. And it kind of makes sense to me. If I was Russia, that's kind of how I would do it. I would wait for the strongest countries in the world to have their pants down and then attack. And I would play, and it just, I really hope I'm wrong. Hello, Jenna O'Malley, stopping in to show some love in the like button and finish having the epic conversation I missed. Well, welcome to come on in. Wow, what an epic part to just kind of pull your comment up on. I'm spewing crazy conspiracies here that make me look crazy, and yeah. Epic conversation. I hope this conversation is as epic as the last. For all of you that are watching or just popped in, we are literally winging it tonight. I wasn't quite sure how I was going to do this psychic hour. We're figuring out what works, what doesn't, and I'm going to go from there. Also, if you guys haven't yet, I'm on TikTok. Find me on TikTok. I'm only 5 followers away from going live, and I was thinking of hopping in on Tuesdays and Thursdays, either 11 o'clock or in the nighttime, and kind of doing the same thing. Not so much psychic readings because Instagram is putting a lockdown on that, but conversation kind of like this and go from there. Jack! That's somebody I haven't seen in a minute. Hello. And I got these two falling asleep on me, so I don't know what to say.
Not sleeping. I'm listening.
Sako, are you okay?
I'm fine.
Yeah,
Everything's fine.
It's fine. Everything's fine. Well, you do have to pop out. If you got to pop out, you have, dinner is coming up soon too. So I don't want to make you mad.
Make me mad.
Okay. I don't know. I don't want to make you uncomfortable or mad.
She's not the Hulk.
I'm not the Hulk.
More than
I'm
she would.
spewing conspiracy theories, and I'm uncomfortable a little bit because I know I sound freaking crazy. So, Anyway, Cora, yeah, there is tension between my husband's family. It's more has to do with a divorce that is complete mess where every party is at fault. Crap. May miss out on the after dinner because they want to go to Denny's where there's a lot of things. Oh, yeah, don't let that. No, it's going to happen at Denny's. It will happen at Denny's. Oh, crap. Okay, that makes sense now why it looked like they were sitting in a booth. Yeah, I would skip the dinner. I would skip the dinner and go somewhere else. Oh, wow. So there is an after dinner. You are saying hi to Jack, and Badger is here. Well, I hope that you heard the read that I said, that I gave for y'all, for you. Her daughter knew and didn't take care of her like she should have. Or the daughter, or her daughter didn't realize how bad it was.
Which is usually the case.
Yeah, what I feel like the daughter thought more that mom was over dramatizing what it was because mom realized too late just like how sick she was, and she kind of was making a big deal about it. And sister was kind of, yeah, there is a little placation there. But well, she's still assuming a responsibility for not telling people in time. Not telling enough people in time. Yeah, and that's the other thing is if she had told people sooner, more people than just her daughter would have known. And the doctors, for some reason, they're arguing that the doctors really weren't paying attention either. Like it was like subtle shifts in her blood work or in her charts, but they were so subtle over time that nobody went and compared the beginning to the end. And if they had seen the difference in levels, like from this date to this date, they would have been alerted. But because it was such, that's weird how they're showing that to me.
Hi, Connie.
I'd want facts on that one. And I don't think you could get facts on that one either, because there's no way you could get access to the doctor's notes. That's definitely one where I'm like, okay. Thank you. You're welcome. She was my role model. Well, do you have a daughter, Badger, or a granddaughter or something along those lines? Because she's referencing that she's actually around you quite often because she's keeping an eye on a younger soul that is near you. Chernobyl is also important. River crossing. Russia has a lot of nukes already. Yes, but there's something at Chernobyl they needed, and that's what I keep being told. There was something specifically at Chernobyl they needed, and it wasn't access to somewhere because, well, we'll see if I'm wrong, because I see them acting all like, oh, all of a sudden they're all scared, or they're deciding that they can't push further and they all retreat. And then, yeah, let's hope I'm wrong. Let's hope that I don't know how this is going to end peacefully, truthfully, because it's just, it's such a mess. Putin wants too much. Putin wants to take away the free will of a country, and that's not going to happen. Oh, following on TikTok now. Thank you. Yay, four more till I can go live on TikTok. Denny's is the place for drama, I hear. So,
and also like a heart attack on a plate.
Oh,
anybody that knows the Poway Denny's, oh lordy, yeah, that place ended up, there was so much drama at that Poway Denny's that they ended up changing it to an IHOP, and it actually ended up not having any more problems. That's like, and everybody was just like, no, it's because the restaurant was there. It's not because it's a Denny's. It was because it was a Denny's.
Yeah.
Bar drama place to go. Well, and also they sell alcohol, and a lot, like, it wasn't like, I remember going there when I was younger, and after hours at Denny's, it wasn't that bad. And then they started selling alcohol, beer and wine, and then it got bad. No, the worst is at homecoming. God, I remember sitting and working on my book one year. Everything was 2000. It was right after, so it was 2017, 2018. So it's 2018 because it was homecoming, and I was sitting in Denny's working on my book, and everybody comes walking in their dresses and their hair all done, and I'm like, oh, look at that! Denny's is the place to go after homecoming now. All right, I'll see if we can. Cora says we'll see if we can skip dinner because an empath in that situation didn't help me last night. That's probably because free will is kind of hard to see. It all comes down to free will decision. And truthfully, the drama is only going to last for probably about 10-20 minutes. Maybe that. There's going to be a little bit of tension left in the room afterwards, but overall, it's not going to be that bad. I would skip dinner because you have your child, and you got enough stress and work on your plate. If it was just you and your husband having a good night together, I would say go. But since it's you, your husband, and you got the kids, you got the business, you got enough stresses than to be dealing with people's residual stress at a party. Connie! Hello, Connie! Welcome to everybody who's popping in at this hour. We're just doing something a little different here, chit-chatting about, I'm kind of doing readings, so if anybody has any questions that they want me to answer or look into, go ahead and stick it in the chat, and I will get to it and give you a reading as best as I can. Just do a question, please. For generals, you would have to do a private because generals take so much out of me. Questions are a little bit easier for me to answer because they give me a line of information versus a flood of information. So that's why I do questions. So if anybody has any questions, put them in the chat. Sako, Ginny, do you guys have any questions?
Not at the moment.
No, we covered me already.
Okay. Dan comes in. I was trying to reach her to get her to come live with me, and she had moved in with my mom. Who is this? Your sister or your mom?
Grandmother.
You're trying to. Oh, okay. Oh, and she moved in with your mom. Okay. Yeah, okay. You got to go back to old fashioned on this. She was not comfortable, no matter who it was, living with a man, unless it was her husband. That's where she's going with this. Is she's very polite about it. She says, "I love you, honey, but I needed to be living with women. My husband was no longer." Yeah, she's just very formal about it. So I'm getting the whole generational thing, like from God, almost early, like 1930s, 1940s, where you don't live with anybody the opposite sex unless you're married. So it wasn't personal in regards to her not moving in with you. From what I can see, it had to do more with her personal beliefs, honestly. Baby girl Cora, should I go to dinner tonight? Yes. Wow.
That was not even thought about. It's just, yes.
There's your answer. That's how they work sometimes. They might have been sitting in the wings with that answer already. There's some. Oh, they're they're referencing something about if you don't start stepping out of your comfort zone into things that are uncomfortable, you're never going to find the things that make you comfortable. Does that make sense for you? I hope that makes sense for you, because that's what they flew in with. I have a granddaughter, and we have that kind of relationship I had with my grandma. Well, yeah, and that's why, because your grandmother is your granddaughter's guardian angel. I knew it. Yeah, and evidently she's around you all the time. So, and here's the thing too, if you ever need to ask her any questions, she can't answer them directly or quite right away because she's guarding your granddaughter, but she can try to get you the answers, or work with other angels to try to get you the answers, because there's some questions, the things that you haven't asked out loud, and she needs you to ask them out loud, because she can't work with it until you put it out into the universe, because private thoughts are private thoughts. So, and Jack Brown, Jack Cora's saying hi to Jack. Everybody's saying hi to Jack. So, Kibby, I've got a new lady in my life. You got any predictions for us?
Ooh.
Whoa. Well, first of all, that was the physical representation of your angels saying, "Hold your horses." Okay, so, Jack, you are seeing this exactly where you think this is going to go. However, the way you can mess it up is by putting an expectation on it, and that's kind of freaky, because they literally just the bottom like, okay, yeah, there you go on that one. However, you can't rush it. It's got to take its course. It's got to work its way naturally. Don't put any expectations on it. Hope for the best, plan for the worst, keep your mind in the middle. That's the motto I keep especially when it's stuff like this. There's nothing wrong with imagining and hoping, thinking of what's going to be, because I can see it as clear as day as you can. And there's something to this, clearly. But at the same time, you got to keep your mind in the middle, because if you put too much faith in that vision, you can override what can naturally happen, and free will is still there. They're showing you the end result of a path that you need to walk. Don't expect that you already know that path, if that makes sense. But I like this person for you. I like this new lady friend. There's something here too in regards to her business. Sorry, or business wise. Sorry, they just threw that in. Connie, I'm coming to you. Trust. When it comes to your vision of what you want to do in regards to work and success, trust in the ideas that she has. They're bounce off ideas with her, because there's something to that too. So, wow. And they really are pushing that they're really pushing that angle strong, almost like if they can get them solid in business, the relationship will be even stronger, and then they can grow. Basically, they'll have even further roots planted than just from a basic friendship to a relationship. That's very interesting. Connie, the strong male figure that you picked up on me was my ghostly roommate, George. He showed up in a pic. Ah, hey, George. That's funny. I got one named George, too. Why does everybody name their ghosts George? I don't know. Curious George, I guess, from the Monkees. Okay, so... Oh, wow. Okay. That's actually a piece of information I just kind of learned too. They're referencing something about you taking the picture has actually allowed other entities in. You need to sage your house. You need to do some sort of protection. George is okay, but it's this is one problem about being intuitive and opening up to that realm. As much as you talk to angels, you can also see the other things that exist, and you need to be able to protect yourself from those negatives. So they're referencing something about you taking a picture of George allowed negative entities to enter. So do sage or whatever it is that you do to cleanse your house, do the holy prayer, or, read from the Bible, whatever it is that you do to cleanse your house. I have my sage. But yeah, just be careful with that. No more taking pictures of George. No more taking pictures of George. Oh, Jackie Stud Muffin. I think they just flashed her face in my head, and I was about to say, actually, you're not wrong. On the lady friend that he has, she's very pretty. My mom was grandma's daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. If you can put a Q. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, Sako. Yes, that's awesome. I am a woman. Badger, I'm sorry.
Den, not Dan.
Guys, I butcher names. I am lucky that okay. I am so sorry. I read energies, and I'm just gonna say this now. You have a very powerful, stronger energy it's not a soft feminine energy. It actually is more of a powerful energy. So sorry. You and woman, hear you roar. Yes. I don't know why I just heard that, but I did. Okay, Tam. It really does? Okay, good. You're welcome. And Badger, that totally makes sense. Okay, good. Oh, and this is kind of funny because that's how my clients are too. They're like, this makes sense. Hey, and that's kind of how I keep it. If it makes sense, it makes sense for you. So yeah, that makes sense. She's a lot more sensible with money than me. We did a reading and there's a lot of pentacle. Yeah, there's something to this where your relationship will blossom more because of the way that you two are able to create a stability for, like, you each create your own stability, but you help each other create it.
It's going to be a lot of hard work, but it'll pay off.
Big time. I'm not going to say it. I don't like giving that far of predictions. Irvine, hi. Okay, going to meet up tonight with two people I've known for a few years and sometimes get vibes from each of them. Is it going on from each of their points of view? What is going on from each of their points of view? Ooh. Okay, well, number one, your angels are coming in. You already know why. Ooh. I'm going to be nice. And just remember, for everybody that I'm doing readings for, this is not my personal opinion. I am the messenger. Do not shoot the messenger if you don't like the message. And I'm sorry if it's not what you want to hear, but I don't BS people. I tell you like it is, and I give you the message that you want. when you choose to manipulate two people very the same exact way on two opposite ends of the spectrum behind the scenes and think that you're getting away with it, and those two people meet up and confer and talk about their experiences, and you kind of can't play the innocent victim anymore. Pluto is flipping on you. Pluto's influence coming into the angle is causing a lot of negatives to be exposed and having to face a mirror in front of their face. And unfortunately, I see that happening for you tonight. You are going to have to take accountability for what you've done and the actions that you've done. And I can hear you screaming in your head that you haven't done anything. And if that really is how you feel, then you really need to take a step back and maybe reevaluate how other people take the way you react to them, because you are responsible for how you make somebody feel, whether you meant it or not. And that's part of the lesson in this, is for you to be accountable for somebody feeling bad, even if the words you said or the actions you did weren't meant to make them feel bad. You're still responsible for that. And here's another thing. If you don't want to take accountability for it now to their face, there is a face you have to face at the end. And I do recommend not doing it with him or her, or that entity you believe exists up there. I've been there. It's not fun. The fall is horrific. Hell is not a place you want to visit. And this is something that this is a huge life lesson, because this isn't the only two people you've done this to. You have, from what I can see, you have a bad habit of not taking accountability that your words hurt other people, even if you think it's a joke or funny. Yeah. And that's where that is with that. Hey, Connie, sweetie, on it. Oh, thanks. I didn't aim to. He just showed up in one of my TikToks. Who did?
George.
Oh, George? Oh, you didn't. Oh.
She didn't aim to take the picture on purpose.
Okay, then that was George. Then maybe George didn't realize that he was opening a portal when he did that. Because, question real quick for you, Connie. Did you have the camera flipped? Because I just heard all of a sudden that he said, well, the camera is usually front facing. So I'm curious, did you have it on the out-facing camera for the first time with that? And I could see that happening. I could see him assuming that he'd be fine standing in front of her if she was opening the TikTok app, because the TikTok app usually opens to front-facing camera. Huh. I wonder. Oh, good. All right. Well, Cora, is anybody else in here that would have any questions? Because I'd be more than happy. We've hit the end of the comments. So, it was facing me, and he flew right up next to me. Oh.
Good choice.
Okay. Well, front-facing camera.
Say hi.
I guess he was just trying. Well, now you know, George, don't get your picture taken because it opens a portal. It lets a couple people in. So yeah, just Cora saw that. Yeah, so just sage your house a little bit. Wow, you guys just flooded that in. When cameras were developed, there was kind of a reason a lot of people had a problem with their pictures being taken. And their thought of the soul being trapped in the picture. And I guess shamans or seers or something, somebody should have related must have related the message, because evidently he's saying that he didn't know that getting his picture taken opened a portal. And maybe that's what they probably, I wonder if when cameras were invented, I wonder if seers were like, no, it's going to open, maybe there's something to that. You guys are just listening to me.
I am.
How is my meeting going to go tonight?
How is your meeting at home? It's going to be easier than last time. That's the best. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not going to be easier. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be easier than last time.
Okay.
They have you going up a step ladder here. It's almost like the doctor's figured out how to work the emotions now. Does that make sense? As a therapist, they'll come there's certain tactics that different therapists use, and I've learned this through my years of counseling, where they kind of know what needs to happen and they know how to guide accordingly. I feel like this doctor kind of knows that we need to create new synapses, so this therapist is going to be working with you to just like end the old synapses and create new ones.
Well, for sure, but I was talking about my meeting tonight.
What do you? Isn't that the? Oh, that's not the therapy. Well, there you go on your next therapy. What meeting then?
Buddhist meeting.
Oh, I'm not allowed to look at that.
Oh, okay.
They have that guarded and protected.
Okay.
That's shielded. Yeah, that's like prying eyes. I mean, I could peer, but I'm not willing to break their veil. I respect their privacy on it.
Been denied.
Well, it's not so much access denied. It's like walking up to a domed city and being like, oh, I can't. Oh, glass. No door. I'm just going to go this way. You know, like I can see in, they're like waving like, yeah, but there's no accessing information or penetrating or getting anything from it other than, hi, welcome, happy. That's it. So, but yeah, I think it's going to be good considering it's happy energy coming from the bubble and it's very protected. I feel like maybe that's something you need, is kind of just a protected place to recharge, especially with what you've been going through, and protecting, and that kind of shield that'll protect against Pluto's influence too. So that'll be a nice little bubble for you. And look at me, I'm itching like right over my heart. Like, yeah, this evidently it's going to be good. So,
okay, good.
Yay.
On that note, I'm gonna drop out because I got 5 minutes.
All right.
So
See you
Have a
later.
good
see you
night.
later.
We're going to be good. Yeah, and I'm going to be probably bound where I was going to do this for an hour, but we'll see. I do have to work. I have to personally work in an hour. And yeah, I do need time to well, I don't even have to meditate. I just realized that I'm already connected.
Are you sure about that?
That means I'm probably going to go for 4 hours. I'm going to have a headache by the end of tonight. No, we're not ending, or bye to Sako. I'm like, no, I'm not leaving yet. But okay, so T, okay, good. I was hoping you weren't mad at me. I was like, don't be mad, please. Interesting, thank you. The vibes I tend to get are somewhat romantic, so I was wondering if that's how they really feel or if they're just flirty. They are flirty, but your reputation precedes you. Let's just put it that way. I would be very careful on those dating apps, my dear. A lot of, especially I'm going to just shout this out because I know this especially about the lesbian community because it's so damn small. They talk. And you wouldn't be surprised if there's like a separate TikTok with a separate hashtag that's hidden. That's just a conversation about you. So I am seeing something along those lines in regards to that. So I would just be very careful. Also too, Irving, sometimes you can misconstrue friendliness for flirtiness, and that might also be what a little bit is going on here. Just because somebody is super friendly doesn't mean they're super flirty. I get accused of flirting all the time. And I really don't flirt with people. And Jeannie knows, if I flirt with you, I'm flirting with you. You like, it's blatant when I'm flirting. So just be careful with that. That if you feel like they're being flirty, or if you think they might just be really friendly. And yeah, I had a lot of exes who got. I had a lot of exes where people would come up to them and be like, your partner's flirting with this person. They'd be like, no, she's just friendly. Trust me, I would know she was flirting. Connie, my husband is a green witch. Nice. Would that affect it? No, actually, if there's anything that's protecting your home right now, it's that fact. Green witches are also often connected to Mother Nature. Mother Nature is one of the most powerful protecting sources that you can reach from other than the moon. So him being a green witch is actually probably what's guarded the house a lot for you. And actually, I would have your husband cleanse. In that case, honestly, I would have him grab the sage and do it, because when you sage, your power does go through the smoke. If you have your healing powers, it does go through the smoke. So, and him being a green witch with a green thumb, that is definitely, I can feel it. I was going to say I can see it, but no, I can actually feel it. He's got genuine healing abilities. So that's why he's able to make plants grow as well as he can. You love listening to me. Sometimes I wonder, because I'm like, why? I'm just sitting here talking people's ear off, and I don't want to do that. Well, we've reached the bottom of the comments, and we've hit the hour, and I do have to work 2 hours tonight, and I do not want to end up with a headache after work. And my clients deserve the best of me. So I am going to end this here. And again, guys, this is just a rough run. I'm still fiddling around with what I'm going to be doing with this. But next Friday, I'm still doing a psychic hour. I actually have a client that has willing to come on and let me do a reading with her. An actual.
Uh-oh. She froze on me.
And it looks like my internet is struggling. So I bet you this is the best time for me to go ahead and bounce out. All right. So everybody have a great weekend. Do not let Pluto's influence get you. If you guys feel that negativity, just kind of let it brush off of you. Blame Pluto and have a wonderful night, everyone. And again, I am Kibby. Oh, actually, no. Jeannie, do your outro.
Do my outro.
Unless you don't want to. If you don't
want to. I
Okay.
can. I want to wish everyone a good night. My name is Ginny Noble. I publish under the name J Noble. I have a paranormal romance book out named Beastly, out on Amazon. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram mostly.
All right. And I am KibbyRose. I am your lesbian Authortube psychic stoner. I am here Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. I do writing sprints Mondays and Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. We're going to start Psychic Fridays at 5 o'clock on Friday nights. Follow me down below. Hit that like and subscribe. Hit up my TikTok. Hit up my Instagram. Hit up my Facebook. If you have any questions that you want me to answer on any lives in the future, send them to me. I am taking down notes. I have a whole book Bible ready to go. I'm also possibly going to be appearing on After the Shuffle again. We're talking with Anthony. He wants me back on. We've just got to figure out dates. So we're going to go from there. Until then, I will see you guys. Have a good night. Bye.